All right. Awesome. 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 Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. We are excited. We got our superstar, Woo superstar, joining us today.
I turned it down. I just
Hey, Reverend Mitchell Poe Goble. What's
Hello,
going?
beautiful.
Yes, superstar. We're excited, you guys. You guys know Woo is women helping empower women. It is women helping empower winners. It is winners helping empower winners because we
Yeah,
are all winners, okay? And we
that's right.
all help empower
Absolutely.
others to be winners in some type of way, whether you realize it or not. You do that every day. You inspire somebody. And I'm excited because we celebrate people who positively impact the lives of others every single day simply because it's their gift, their passion, something they love to do. It doesn't matter if they get paid for it or not. The fact that they're in the trenches out here celebrating people and positively impacting their lives with their gift and their passion, we say, hey, we celebrate you here. We want you to know that you matter, that you are appreciated, that you're needed in this world, and we need your gift. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I get to celebrate my big sister. And I am excited about it because she has definitely been positively impacting the lives of other people, including myself. And it is just an awesome feeling when you are able to celebrate family for just getting out here and doing what God have called them to do. The gift that He gave her, she ran with it. She didn't sit on it. She got up and did something with it. And even through all of the different changes, because I know this been at least what, 10 years, can I say?
Let me see, 2015 was when I first started designing handbags.
Almost 10 years because we had 2023 almost to 2024.
Absolutely.
So it's almost
Absolutely.
a decade that she has been doing this. And guys, she has
Hmm.
a real gift. And she literally, and I'm so glad I can hold up mine because mine is a limited edition. So you can't get this.
I only have a few left with that heel on it. They're not like that one because that one I don't have anymore. But I have like maybe 15 left with that heel because women just love it. And then after that, it will truly be put to rest.
Well, let me tell you guys, I got this one when she first started. And
Absolutely.
it's holding up strong. You hear me? It's still holding everything. It's still holding on my cards. Nothing's torn, ripped. So it's quality, quality. I'm telling you. And so I'm excited because she has a whole brand now. I'm telling you, man,
Yes.
step out on
Yes.
faith and do what God has called you to do. He will definitely equip you and give you the provision for the vision that He has placed in your heart. And there is no better person that can tell you that you definitely need to walk out, step out on faith, walk in it. God will give you the ideas, He'll give you the designs, He'll give you the creation, He'll
Yep.
give you what you need. So I'm excited to introduce to you all our spotlight superstars. She's going to tell her story, how she got started, whatever else she's led to share that will positively impact you. None other than my sister, the best thing that ever happened to my brother besides the kids, okay? Miss Nicole G. Spencer.
Thank you so much, LaShawn. You making me feel like a superstar. I really appreciate it. I sometimes I can be a little bit shy about that, being out front, but I'm not shy about sharing certain things. Like for me, art has always been like in my life, around me. My mother was an entrepreneur and an artist and a poet. She actually got a patent in 2006 for something that she created called Bible clip notes. So she got tired of, taking her notes in church on all these different pads of paper. So she made her own little notebooks, different sizes to match the different size of Bibles, that the standard sizes. And then she made a little clip, that clipped it into the back of your Bible so you could keep your notes in the Bible. And then she also made little boxes with Bible verses on it, and she made them real pretty and decorated them where you can file away your notes when you were done with each notebook. And the little kit would come with like 4 notebooks and a pen to match. And she's no longer with us. She actually died in 2007, and the patent was she got the patent in 2006. And I'm so glad she was able to accomplish that, before she did pass away. But my journey really with the arts began around 1981. I was 12 years old. My uncle started the Rosa Parks Community Arts Center with Rosa Parks in Detroit. And I remember going to the grand opening, the ribbon cutting ceremony, and it just changed me, because from that point on, I was like, a I'm gonna have an art center one day. I'm gonna have an art center one day. I did do that in 2003 for a few years with Metro Detroit students. Did a lot of great work there. And so fast forward, I didn't know I was a bag lady. Um,
I love it.
my mother was, I never had like an extensive handbag collection, but I do remember every time I went in a department store, that's the department I went to, and I just admired and loved to look at them and feel them. And when I bought a bag, I would buy, maybe go to Burlington, buy a bag, but I did not like the way 6 months later I need another one. So then I said, okay, if I buy a bag, I'm going to spend at least $100 and get something that is going to last me.
Quality.
So in 2015, I started, actually, I call them bougie bag ladies. They wanted things that looked kind of like your Birkin bags and things like that. So what I did was I started finding manufacturers that could make what I wanted. I would, this is how I want it. So I'd sketch it up, send it to them. They'd buy. Now, that's a pretty expensive process. Bags are heavy, so the shipping costs quite a bit. But that's how I kind of got started, making one of a kind, unique bags for bougie bag ladies who would spend a few $100s on bags. But
Call me
as
boo.
I,
Call me boo. Yeah.
yeah, now that bag there, what happened with that design, that graphic design I didn't do. I purchased it, but I did design the bag. And
Okay.
what happened was people, every single time I got those bags in with the heel on it, I could not keep them in stock. So after a couple years, it's like, you know what? There's something to art on bags. And then when the pandemic
Like
hit,
your husband said,
what do you say?
these streets buying everybody's bags. I'm like, you got your bag. What you doing?
I know I stopped it too. Anything you see me carrying is mine. But I would, and I told him that's part of the research. I'm buying other bags and seeing, what I like, what I don't like. I mean, that was my excuse, honestly. But it was part of the transformation of self as an artist. I've always kind of been an artist, but not like I went to college for art or anything like that. So I was afraid to call myself an artist.
Wow.
So part of that evolution um, actually was more recent. So in 2020, I'm looking around, I'm surrounded by young women artists, and I started to hear chatter from young women, mostly minority women, saying things like, my parents told me I can't make any money with my art, whether they were a photographer, visual artist, that I need to go do this, that, and the other. And it
Mm.
was it was breaking my heart that they were considering giving up on what they love to do. So I said, if I do handbags and collaborate with these young women and put their art on them, I can show them that you can do all kinds of things with art and sell it. It doesn't just have to be a painting on the wall. You could be a graphic artist, but what if you design packaging for other people? What if you do my hang tags? What if you do my logo? So I said, okay, I'm going to do 100% of what I do. I'm going to work with young women artists in the Metro Detroit area. So I launched the brand in October of 2020, utilizing the art of local young women. The evolution of that is I allowed myself in 2022 to call myself an artist and say, you know what, you have art, you do art, you know what you would like to put on a bag. So I started that process of going ahead and letting myself do it's okay. I can call myself an artist. It's okay. I didn't go to college to be that,
That's
you
right.
know, and people, let's see,
You were
let's see what happens.
you were a born artist. People don't realize it. You're born with the gift. You just
Right.
skills to polish it and
Hmm.
fine tune it. But you were
Right.
so absolutely. I love that.
Right. So yeah, I have I now I can't stop. Like I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes like, ooh, I should do this, I should do that. What I enjoy about it the most is all the people I meet, talking to people about the journey. Um, it's not easy. First of all, it's not easy being a woman in business. Second of all, it's not easy being a Black woman in business. You say you're going to do this or that. People just don't always take you seriously until you run into people like, like you, LaShawn, or like other. I've found myself in groups now where, people look just like me who they understand that it's
Yeah.
harder to get capital. It's harder to get large contracts. You just have to work harder and you have to stay in the game. I've seen many, many women just fall off because when hardship hits, they fold and say, oh, I guess this isn't what I should be doing. I don't have the money. I'm too old.
Mm,
Um,
that,
just the first sign, I guess, when something doesn't go exactly, nothing, you should not expect anything to go exactly how you thought it up. Think about it. If only your dreams came true, how miraculous is that?
you better.
So I hope your dreams don't come true because what actually is possible is beyond what you could dream.
My God.
And the only thing that you are required and responsible to do is, and you got to be flexible and patient because, again, human beings have a habit of saying, I want this exact thing to happen. That's not the way it works. But if you just stay and you keep walking, sometimes you got to crawl, sometimes you're barely moving, but that's okay. And you just don't let anything or anybody stray you,
That's
no matter what it looks like. When you broke, or you think you're broke, if you've been moving along, I promise you, you're not broke because it's just sitting like right there underneath it, just waiting for you to do the next thing to pop up in front of you. And I learned not to, like, I'd want to do something. And I'd be like, well, where am I going to get the money to do that? I don't do that anymore. I just start doing it. And then
which
it's
I,
going to show up.
I love that, sister, because you said something powerful because you didn't shut it down with I don't have it or I'm broke. You said where.
Yes.
That is really what internally allowed you to keep going and believing and expecting because you now asked the question. It's almost like you ask God, like, okay, now this is on you because I don't have it, but where's it?
Yep.
But
It
I'm still
opens your mind. You're going to see it now when it comes your way. You'll see it. And what you can't do, we talk about this a lot in our home. You never make a list of what you can't do. I think Henry Ford said it. He only ever made a list of what he could do. So, for example, if I can't afford to pay somebody to put up a website for me, I might have to learn how to do it myself. So I never let things stop me. Like if there's something I want to do and it's like, okay, I can't do it that way, but I bet if I start the process of doing it, something's going to happen for you. I'll give an example. So my plan, I did the Goldman Sachs program last year, which was like phenomenal to be a part of that group. I applied, and was one of the few hundred that were selected, and what I learned was just so it propelled me much further. And so my goal was I need commercials. So I'm in fashion and art. You've got to have some really like high end visuals. And it's like, I've been doing okay, but I really need that. And that costs money.
Mhm.
So I'm writing grants, and I'm constantly writing grants for my business. But I didn't get yet the larger grant. I did win a grant recently. And I'm like, okay, so how do I start this process of getting these high end commercials without that $10,000 grant? Okay, well, I'll find some models. There's three young ladies who modeled for me before. We'll do that. My daughter's throwing a big event. She said, "Hi, Ma, why don't you have a fashion show with your bags?" So I said, "Okay, let me get blouses too." She got in touch with these three young ladies, her friends. They're all available to do the event. So okay, so I'm moving along. I'm like, okay, now I need a videographer. One of my younger brothers just did a commercial for my older brother who has a business. And I saw it and I was like, what? So I contacted him. I said, "No, you're busy, but so he's coming to the event.
Okay.
He's going to do some videography for me, and he's going to edit and make some commercials for me.
Awesome.
And I can afford that. You know what I mean? So that's just an example of, you don't say, "Oh, I can't do that because I don't have the money." No. How do you think these people grew their businesses? You think they started out with $1 million? No, they did not. They started out, a lot of them, with little to nothing. So
Mhm.
you just keep thinking, rework it, write it down. What's it say? Write it down so those who read it will run,
Yeah.
right? When you write things down with passion, people come out of nowhere when and want to help you, and do things for you. So it's just
That's good.
it's been wonderful. You have to look at it as an adventure. When a challenge comes, even if it's something very upsetting, you have to look at it and say, "I wonder what this adventure is going to be like."
Absolutely.
Because you're going to have upsets, things that you can't control, everything going on around you, personally. You could lose your job. There's so many things that could happen, but if you can't let any of it stop you from moving forward, because we're all gonna die one day, and you have to each day just do the best you can, live your best life, be the most wonderful person you can be that day, and then try again the next day if you're blessed with waking up with breath in your body again.
That's good. Hubby say you got bags everywhere, all up in his space. He talking about, I love seeing her light up with every new bag
I
design.
know the other day, because I always know, okay, when a big box comes, you got 60, 70 bags coming.
Lord.
I line them, they're in the living room. That's his space. So I know I already have to have a plan of, quickly, how am I going to get him out of his space? But he is very kind about it. Sometimes he don't want to talk about handbags, but I get him out and put him in his space anyway, and ask him questions and ask him what he thinks. And he's been very good at letting me do that over the years. And actually, that bag that you have with the heel on it, the first sample I bought of a bag with that on it, when I pulled it out of the box, he said, "That's beautiful." Now, that should have let me know right then, when a man looked at that and said, "That's beautiful," that it was going to do something. And it has. I've sold a lot of bags with that heel on it over the years.
Yes, honey. I love my bag with my heel. I be like, yes, I don't care what purse it is. I bought a new purse and it had a wallet that came with it. Girl, that wallet still got the plastic and the little paper. I'm like, nope, I'm taking my wallet. I love my wallet. And I'm just so proud of you, sis. I'm so proud of the fact that you don't let anything stop you. You don't let anything stand in your way. You don't let anything distract you from the mission. Things happen, life happens. However, you stay the course. You know, even if something happened to pull you away for a minute, you right back in. It's like I love that. I love that because consistency and persistence, that is what people have to do in order to make it.
Yep.
You got to keep going and you have to keep believing even when it doesn't physically look like what you're believing. You got to,
Right.
right? And so it's
Yep.
so important to understand that, and I'm just excited because um you inspire me. You inspire me, and I know that you're going to do some great things. Your bags are going to be in the closets of celebrities.
You know what? Hey, I take that. I accept that. And I
Yeah.
just want you to know I see you too. When I said I see you, I mean that. I see you. You don't give up. I know you get frustrated. Frustration comes. You, I see you.
But you know what? I'm telling you, God is so amazing. The way that He created me is just, amazes me because He's allowed me to handle situations just so much differently than the way a lot of people would. And
Right.
I thank Him for that. Um, you know,
Absolutely. You got to find a way to do these things gracefully, you know.
and
Yeah.
I thank God that you even said, you know, with life happening and had those upsets happen, but you can't let that take you out of
Nope.
the or your gift that God is giving you to share with the world. Because
Right.
you gotta understand that there is an enemy that is doing everything in his power to stop you because he know that your blessing, your harvest is in that gift. So he's going to send everything, every kind of upset that you can think of, right? Whatever. If that didn't work, then he's gonna send something stronger. Maybe that'll work. If that didn't work, then he's gonna send something stronger. So you got to just be aware of that. Be mindful that he doesn't want you to win, but God does want you to win. And so that's why I congratulate you. I celebrate you. I applaud you. I commend you. I admire you. I love you. And
I love you too.
I'm so happy you're my sister. And I'm so glad. So tell people, because I know you got an event coming up, right?
Yes, a couple things. So, we got into Michigan Fashion Week this year. So on Friday, the 16th, from I think it's from 5 to 10 p.m. I'll be able to sell at Michigan Fashion Week, and there'll be buyers from some of the high-end brands. I think Calvin Klein is going to be there, Macy's, might be Nordstrom. But I was really excited about being accepted. When I thought about doing it, there was only a few tables left. So to get in is great, and I've been prepping for that. And then on June 17th, um, on the riverfront, downtown Detroit, there's going to be a Juneteenth event. And that's where the fashion show is going to be. So I have been posting to my social media. So, like for Instagram, it's at JO underscore MA underscore ZAN. Also on Facebook at Jomazan, Jomazan.
Give me your email one more time.
You want my email or the Instagram?
Oh, yeah, your Instagram handle.
Okay, it's at JO underscore MA underscore ZAN.
Okay, cool. And then, yeah, and you can also share, well, you can share it now, but you can share when we get ready to wrap up too, like all of your social media handles, um any way that they can contact you, your website, email, phone number, anything you want to leave for people to be able to contact you, connect with you. You may get some people that want to be a future model for you, or
Hmm.
maybe aspiring model, and they just want to get the experience, and that's what it's all about, divine connections here. We
Right.
help to empower each other, help lift one another up, and support one another. So yes, please share all of your events and your information where they can contact you and follow you as well.
Okay. And on that note, I will say, collaboration is important. Support and collaboration, like here, encouraging each other.
Yeah,
If there are things that we can do for each other, that we have skills to do, that you know maybe the other person doesn't. They got their product or whatever it is, service, but they need a website, and you know how to do that. Um, Different things. I've been doing that a lot over the years. We just help each other. And I also wanted to mention that I have a heritage collection, and it came about in just wanting to have a different way of honoring the people in our families from the past, other than, throwing pictures in a photo album, because a lot of times, generations later, people don't know these people are. But I think when you put things like that on bags, people will tell the story. You see a person with a bag like that, you're going to ask them, who are these people? And you're going to tell the stories. And it's something you can pass down to another younger person in your family who enjoys telling the stories of your family. So I started that collection the beginning of last year, and it's been going really well. Like, especially into this year, a lot more. It's mostly women, but
I,
actually, I've done a couple pieces for my dad, but they're getting wallets and little crossbody bags with, old pictures on them. And you can see it on my website. So the website is jamazan.com, JOMAZAN.com. You can go there to, see all the collections, but also see where I'm doing custom products in the Heritage Collection. And a lot of times people just want to call me. So I tell them, call me. The number is 734-506-0552. So most of the ladies who are getting the custom products, they'll call me, tell me what they're looking for. We'll pick a bag that they want to put it on. And then I'll proceed to, usually it's a collage of pictures. The last one I did, a friend of mine, she was only child. Her parents had her when they were a little older, so they died when she was pretty young. And she had all these pictures, and she really wanted a collage on a bag of her parents and herself as a child. And I just really enjoyed doing it because people are telling you the stories. And I just gave it to her on Saturday, and I think she was, tearing up a little bit to see that come to fruition. And I've done a lot of those lately. I really enjoy them. And I'm now doing men's wallets as well, laptop bags, canvas bags. So I can do a piece, for like fathers for their birthdays or things. I've done a few for my dad.
I just heard that you can do bags with the family and even put the picture of the deceased family member in there.
Absolutely. Whatever pictures, they're
Like,
usually just,
you have seen on Facebook where maybe the grandparents didn't meet the new grandbaby, but they have put a portrait together, and the person open the portrait and see the grandparents there with the baby, and they start crying. I don't know if you've seen it, but they run
no,
it.
I haven't. I haven't.
It's some type of new portraits they got out where you can put like people who are actually deceased and an old picture with them with the new baby that
I
they
see what you're saying. Yeah.
put that on the bags.
Right, right. Yep. Like I said, it's typically a collage, where you're taking, they want multiple people
The
on
hair.
the bag, but it can be one person on a bag. So it's the Heritage Collection. And I
I like.
have samples on there, and I utilize my family members, like that's my father and mother. They knew each other from first grade, kindergarten. So I have pictures dating back at least to high school of them. And then I did one for my father with all the men in the family going back to the late 1800s.
Wow.
So, if you have those things, it's just a great way to create memories that can be passed down so they don't get forgotten or just stuck in a box somewhere. An item that people are carrying every day.
Bro said they magnificent. I believe it. I'm telling you, I'm just like getting so many different ideas. Like you gonna blow up with this heritage collection. I'm telling you, because with the family tree and being able to
Hmm.
um like give gifts with the family tree, like maybe from
Yes,
their branch down or their branch up to know their history or however,
absolutely.
it's gonna be amazing.
Yep, you can make it like a tree so that it literally is an heirloom and something that you want to keep. You got to keep it in the family so that people can have access to that information.
That's
Absolutely. And I can do duvets with matching pillowcases or throw pillowcases. I've had people put family on those types of things too because they're like, I want to get a throw blanket for, Uncle such and such favorite chair that has the family on it. Or I want to make throw pillowcases that I can throw on the couch with the family on it. So I've done that too. I can do those things, and they're on my website as well under custom products and gifts.
okay. That is awesome. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
it is. I have a lot of fun. Even if you saw a design on one of my bags and said, I like that design, but I want it on this bag over here. I just did that recently. The lady was like, I like that, but I like that bag. And I said, okay, call me. She called me and I put that design on the other bag.
Just
And she's very happy because that's exactly what she wanted.
I love it. I love it. I love it because you know, with purses, you can change up, even with wallets. And then with the blankets and pillows, that's something that's very, very popular. So you will
Hmm.
get a lot of orders for that. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. And I'm
Hmm.
guys, you definitely want to connect, you want to follow, you want to connect with her on her Instagram, you want to connect with her, and I'm going to be sharing this information as well so that people can come on and actually see. So I'm going to go back to the feed and post how you guys can connect with her, because a lot of my viewers come back on a replay and watch. So I'm telling
Okay.
you, you get
Awesome.
that's coming in and love what you're doing. Let me see if yep. I don't know if you had any questions or any comments or any empowering words that you would like to share. Reverend Goble, I see you still there. And I just want to say that you have something on your hands that it is very unique. It is very unique. And the talent and the gift that you have is um it's I don't know if the word is proportioned, but it's your makeup, your disposition, your personality is perfect for this assignment, for your
Okay.
gift.
Okay. I'll
And
take that.
going to run into your personality is what is going to open the door, but your gift and what you're doing is what's going to keep the doors open and open more doors and more doors and more doors. Because one thing my mentor trains us is that your talent can take you where your character won't keep you. Well, your
Hmm.
character is going to take you. Your talent is there already, so the talent is going to keep you there, and your character is going to open the doors.
Okay.
That's what
I'm believing that for sure because they keep opening. Like I said, sometimes you're crawling, but if you still got your head up, you can see the door when it opens.
I love that too. What would you have to say to someone that I guess they're in a space where they got stuck. Like they know they have a gift and maybe they're unsure of themselves, maybe
Hmm.
they're worried about competition, you know, Um,
Absolutely.
if-
That's a good question. Um, my first business mentor would say things, just had really quick, cool statements that he would make
mhm.
that made the difference sometimes. Like he had things like it was like, if all you're doing is putting a little, like you're painting the fence, if all you're doing is putting one little stroke on there every day, you still, going momentum. Um, there was an old saying that it was I don't know, it was a Chinese proverb that said, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. Um, don't listen to secondhand broke people. I thought that was a cool one. I think about that a lot because, people aren't always meaning you any harm. Sometimes they are, but not always. So
True. I
they'll
like.
make comments about what you're doing, and it may send you kind of in a little tailspin or make you stop or get stuck. But
Mhm.
if somebody isn't even headed in the direction that you're headed in, or they don't understand, they've never done what you're trying to do, then why are you listening? When I say listening, like you're actually letting that information in your head.
Yes.
Now, I'm somebody who's often been motivated by negative statements. If somebody says I
Me too. Like I'm a
shouldn't be
so.
doing something or I can't do something, then I'm usually like, yes, I can. What
That's
you mean
right.
I can't? And
Me-
you may have gone to that person for some encouragement or advice, and when they say something like that, I usually makes my hair kind of stand up, but it makes me feel like I want to even try harder.
Yes, ma'am.
But if you're stuck, sometimes you need to find somebody or a group of somebodies who are doing something similar to what you want to do, because you'll get the energy you need from those people. Whereas if you're around people who aren't trying to do that, and it's no offense against the others, it's you
It-
need to be where you can get the fuel that you need.
yes.
That's a way of get unstuck for sure. And one thing I'll tell you, since you asked me that, in 2019, because I've been, like you said, at it for a while. I've had other businesses before, doing handbags. One thing I promised myself, because we get into habits that really are equate to a poverty mentality, and we got it honestly from the way
Yes.
we grew up. We didn't know that that's what it was, and we didn't have anybody around us to teach us anything different.
Mhm.
And no offense to those who didn't know.
That's
But
it.
in 2019, I promised myself that I would never say, I can't do that right now because I can't afford it. I said, whatever I was doing in the past, I will not do those things again because they didn't work. And even if I try something different and that doesn't work, I won't beat up on myself. I won't stop and I won't make any excuses. And since that time, I've just been face forward. Face
That's,
forward. I won't look back. I sure I get disappointed every once in a while. Like if there's a grant, oh, I really wanted that one, but that lasts a minute, a second. I might go talk to my husband, and if I feel that bad about it, and usually he says something, and I'm like, "You're right." And hey, I got a notice yesterday in my email box about a grant, and usually when I apply through this one portal, there their letters is telling you didn't get it usually start out the same. So it was kind of starting out that way. So I figured I knew what it was going to say. But I kept reading. And the second paragraph said there were over 38,000 applicants. And
wow.
after extensive review, you made it to the top 100 of
Wow.
38,000. And you weren't funded.
But
And but I
that's
was like, I won.
a lot.
That means I'm writing very well. I'm doing very well in writing my grants now. So to me, it was a win because that's a lot of applications. And to make it to top 100, I But that's again what we were talking about earlier. You have to see that as a success. Your perspective has to be that that was a win. And I tell people around me that I give grant information to. I have to sometimes back up and let them know, like, look, this is a numbers game. You got to put a lot of energy into something to get something back out of it. You can't apply for a couple and then get mad because you didn't get one. There's a lot of people out here with great ideas and good products, but to me, that was a win. I'm so glad I read the whole thing, because then I would have missed out. If I would have got mad and just closed the email, I would have missed out on the gift that was in it.
Wow, that was a good nugget right there. I
Mhm.
mean, I hope somebody that wrote a grant that got turned down, go back to your email and see if you at least made it to the top half of who
Right, read it. You
because
never know.
that can actually reignite your excitement and just push
So I
you
better do this some more. Somebody gonna give me some
it
money.
in. And now you can look at the different things and maybe you can even identify, I mean, I always say, when you see God first and you ask him, you can literally include him in that. Say, hey, God, show me where I made the mistake. Show me where I need to actually improve. Show me the areas
Hmm.
that need to be critiqued. And he'll show you. You will identify like, oh, you know what? I could actually word that better. Or just something small like
Yep.
that, and it will make a world of difference because I'm telling you, with those grants, language is everything.
Hmm. And
Language.
not only language, it is, for example, let's say I wasn't doing business like I am. Like, I could use an excuse and say, well, I have a full-time job too. But when
Mm,
I get off work, it's all about my business. So I made that promise to myself too, that I would not use that as an excuse. I got to work just as hard for that
for your
company that I do for my business. But this is what I realized. The fact that I keep doing business and I keep taking those calculated risks and I keep moving forward, that's what gives you those stories to put in the grant. If you sitting around and just writing grants and waiting to get money to do business, what are you talking about in the grant? I can say in the grant exactly how I got where I am today. So that's what they're listening for. They're listening for, does this person know what they're talking about? Is this person doing business and able to talk about in the proper terms how they got where they are? I remember telling my brother that because his business is further along than mine. And I said, you know what? I said, if you can put that in writing in your next grant, you have built your business to the point where you're paying yourself a salary, you've got all these customers, I mean, you got to be able to say that.
yeah, that actually says a lot about the person's commitment, you know,
Yes.
their work ethic.
Yep.
That says a lot
Yep.
because
And then they know, they're like, this person is going to do something with this money. And
mhm,
they know what to do with it, because I learned, okay, this is what I need. This is what I need right now. This is about what it would cost me to do it. They know then you've been doing business.
you've been doing
Yes,
your
you
stuff.
know what you're talking about. Yep. And that when you get this money, you will be able to sustain your business with it,
And
because you know what to do with it, because you've done business. You've made mistakes. You've improved.
learn from them.
If my do a year in review, look back, did you make more money this year than last year? I don't care what the numbers are or how little, did you can you say 115% increase over last year? I can say that because I collected it, I did it, I compared it. I so that's just a piece of advice. If you're not, I learned from the Goldman Sachs program, every month, at the end of the month, if you're not looking at your profit and loss, um, how are you managing your business? How do you know how you're doing? How do you know you're making good decisions if you're not doing that? So you got to do business to be able to talk about it.
that's good too. It also helps you to learn your buying habits or where most of your capital is going for your business.
Yep. And where you can cut it back because it wasn't necessary. What bills do you not need to have right now that you
That's
don't, you're paying for, but you're like, you're not really using that right now. And you be smart about it so your bills stay. That's why I'm still in business, because I was very prudent around how much my monthly bills are. So if I didn't have a great month in sales, that I knew I can keep my business going. I can pay those bills. But if I let it, get out of control, then I might have to fold.
wow. That's good. And see, when you can be real with yourself and what's really going on with you and your business, that's how you're able to manage properly and stay afloat and not fold, right? So that's
Right.
I love that. And then somebody even was telling me, I was just on the tip of my tongue. Oh, about when you're in business, um, just managing your business efficiently. You literally can, when you make deposits, when you're budgeting, um, the bank, when you're in business, the bank does not count your withdrawals, but they count your deposits.
Hmm.
So every piece of whatever, no matter if it comes in cash, some people may pay you in cash, whatever,
Yep.
make sure it
Absolutely.
through your bank account, your business bank account, because all of those deposits count towards your business making money.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
they don't count the withdrawals, right? So those deposits, you want to make sure that you're making sure you put those into the account. And then make sure that you don't
Right.
mingle
Oh
with
no, I learned that years ago, that you'll go nowhere fast.
woo,
Because I'll tell you what happens is you do it because you tell yourself. I've been there. I'm speaking from experience.
come on here.
You'll tell yourself, well, it's my money,
Mm,
um, and I can pay myself, and this is what I need right now. So I'm going to use this card and I'm going to swipe it. But what happens is, when you get ready to try to do business in the system that is set up,
mm-hmm.
you can't account for anything. You can't pull a report. You
That's
can't, you throw in all these, like the first year I remember I was pulling
there,
from
there.
PayPal, Square, and a spreadsheet I was keeping, right? Now
Mhm.
that's okay, but it's not when over here I did swipe a couple times for this, that, or the other thing. So that was part of my commitment too in 2019, that I will not under any circumstance do that. If I need cash, it's okay for my business to pay me, but pay yourself. Like I sent myself a check last year through my bank account. Went into the business bank account, put the information in, and had the check mailed to my house.
That's the
That
way.
way, that's the way that you keep it where the books make sense. And I do everything. If I make a withdrawal from the account, for example, last week I had a pop-up shop. I needed cash for my drawer. So people who pay cash, if I got to give them change. So on my spreadsheet, there is a note that tells me why. Because if you can't afford an accountant, then you need to reconcile it yourself. And you
Woo.
will forget by the end of the month. Dang, why did I take that $100 out? Well, I took it out because $50 I was paying cash for the event. That was my vendoring fee. And $50 was so I'd have change in fives and tens for when people need
Needed.
change. And then when I put it back in the bank, I made another note saying that's the $50 that was my cash drawer for Saturday. And then there was $25 in cash and sales. And then the rest came in through my Square account because the person swiped for
Right.
the. So I make notes like that so that when I look at my bank statement at the end of the month, my bank statement makes sense. Like, oh, that was that. Oh, that was that. And then I do a profit and loss statement because I have a spreadsheet that an accountant gave me years ago. So I don't try to reinvent. And I put everything in there, and I know at the end of the month how much I made. Was I in the red? Was I in the green or black? That's right. I was in the black. What did I spend my money on? Am I upside down because I bought inventory for the next 6 months? So I knew that I was gonna be a little bit upside down, but that's okay.
Because you were
But
able to
it
buy it and you were able to buy where, why,
right, and I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell all that. So you
right.
got to buy inventory,
Absolutely.
to sell. So, but you know it, and you know that that was an okay purchase. And then sometimes, like I get carried away. I want a new design, and I'll be getting ready to place an order, and I have to ask myself, do you need to do that? You just got inventory in. Yeah, you got this new funky idea you want to do, but should you do that right now? But I do that monthly now, and I learned that from being in that program. My advisor made me go back all the way to the beginning of the launch of my business and do a month to month, and that took me a long time. But what it did was I was able to see now what actually went on instead of waiting to the end of the year, which the busier, the more you grow. You can't do that anyway. You won't know what's going on in your business. So I do it every month. I have it on my calendar, pops up, do your P&L so I can look and see. And then I also keep a little spreadsheet that shows what my income was for each month. So you can see the growth. You want to celebrate that. And then tweak where you know that you can save, tweak where you know you can make more.
That's good, lady. That is
Mhm.
good. And I'm telling you, I mean, she's speaking some good stuff because when you start out in business, you literally do have to be the secretary, the accountant, the bookkeeper, uh,
Everything. Oh my goodness.
and the janitor.
Photographer for me, I got to take pictures of my own product because I have photographers on my little team, but sometimes I can't afford them because that may cost me $500 to get 60 pieces photographed. It's probably more than that. It's probably close to $1,000 to get that many pieces. But I had to learn how to get whiteboards from the dollar store, create a box, use my phone, and edit.
Wow.
You gotta be everything. But if you grow, you'll be able to hire somebody. I
Mhm.
do contract and hire people sometimes for things, but I mean employees. I'm gonna have employees. We're gonna be manufacturing in the city of Detroit before you know it. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Come on here. You better speak it. Sister. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I am going to be nominating you as a mompreneur.
Okay.
I've connected with Mona Lisa from Mona Lisa Lyrics, and
Okay.
she does mompreneur and dadpreneur. So I'm actually gonna be nominating you and my brother because y'all are a dynamic.
Okay.
So
He is pretty cool, if I say so myself. He is. He is.
and he said, just showing up is half the battle. The other half is what you input. I love that, brother,
Yep.
because champions show up. I come on this live and I'm telling you, I mean, even I have had it sometimes where some things happen with my spotlights at the last minute and they're like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to come on there. And I had to still show up. And that was the part where God was showing me something of what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah. And stuff happens. Yep.
Happens. And what are you going to do? Are you going to fold? Are you going to say, oh, well, they didn't show up. This must not be God. This must not be meant for me because I
Right.
didn't bag today. No, you can't. You got to keep going. You got to keep pressing. And you got to know
Right.
that, it's coming. You're growing. And like Sis said, every step, everything that you're doing it's like an imprint that you're putting in. So those are not failures. Those are just smaller successes than the success that you're actually striving for.
Absolutely.
So I love it. Yep. Show up because God is moving. You better say it. He is moving in a mighty way, and we're excited about what He is doing. We're excited about what's taking place. And I'm telling you guys, you want to definitely connect with my sis because she has quality handbags that last for decades,
Mm,
baby.
yep, that is
So
true. It is true.
better make sure you connect with her. Because if you tired of buying them bags and you need another bag and now you got to go get another bag, how many wallets you didn't buy? Because, baby, I still got
Right,
mine 2015. Where you on at?
right. There you go.
And it's still in good shape, still in good condition. I'm talking about solid. So I'm excited. You want to definitely follow her, connect with her. And I'm going to be posting all of her social media handles so you can follow her and her website on
Yeah,
Jomazan.com. We're going to be at the Big Pink event on
yeah,
June 15th for the Juneteenth event. Check out her heritage collection with her custom made blankets, pillows, purses, and wallets, and so much more to come. Trust me, because what God about to
yeah.
start downloads some stuff. She gonna be like, oh my
Right,
God, oh my God. She gonna be just writing it down. Like, let me get it out right now while it's coming in my head. And I'm telling you, he get ready to do some great things. He get ready to put you in some spaces that you wouldn't believe. I'm speaking it right now. It's getting ready to happen. The doors is getting ready to open. So get ready. Get ready for your team. Get ready for your production team. Get ready for your manufacturer.
right.
Get ready for your photographers, your models, because they're getting ready to be traveling with you.
All right then.
Let's go. And I can't wait, baby. I'm gonna be right there on the Woo Show. Like I told
Right.
y'all, the Spotlight Superstar was coming. I told y'all. And I just want you to know, sister, I love you so much. Yes, he talking about my brother is crazy. He said, get on the train now because when the train gets moving, the price of the ride changes. Yesterday's price is not today's.
Yeah, that's my husband
Oh
for
my
sure.
God. And today's price is definitely not going to be tomorrow's price, okay? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. All right, all right. So I'm excited, you guys. You want to connect with my sister, Miss Nicole G. Spencer, because she's a G.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm excited. You are definitely God's celebrity. You matter in this world. You matter in our community. You matter in our lives. And your gift is amazing, sister. The creativity that you have, and you're able to put on those bags, and you are able to accommodate different people based on their temperament, based on their history, based on their background. You're
Mhm.
literally customizing these bags to that person. And that
Right.
a lot. You're bringing more than just a bag to people. You're bringing love to people. You're bringing joy to people. You're bringing happiness. You're bringing closure. A lot. You're bringing healing to people.
Mhm.
So it's
I didn't think about it like that. But
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
big. And I am excited. I love you so much. And
I love you too.
my
Thank
girl,
you so much for having me on.
my girl says she want a bag from Major Fresh.
All right.
Ooh, you already got a sale. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about. Woo Crew. Let's do this.
Yep. And
So,
you can just call me. I
okay, yeah.
invite
So
the
listen,
phone
I don't
call.
know if you have a pen. I'm gonna put this information in the group still, but if you have a pen now, you can call her 734 Again, 734-506-0552. Just call her up. And just how we do with your jackets. Melissa, our Major Fresh, she's the one who made my jackets. You
Okay.
see,
All
uh,
right.
she does designs, whatever you want. She'll put
That's nice. Oh, I like that.
Yep, she'll put whatever you want on there and she blings it out. So she definitely, you guys probably can do some trade stuff. You never know
Right.
what God.
I've had people ask me for
Yeah.
stuff like that. We can,
I love
share contacts when somebody wants something like that. Absolutely.
Yes, yes. So I'm excited. Shoot, she might be able to add some bling to their purses. You don't never know.
I know that's true.
It's
Because
amazing.
there are bling ladies out there who want bling. And I don't do bling, so I can go to her for bling.
See, see, this is just how God would do it, y'all. That's
Yep.
what divine connections is all about. Thank you, God. And you just know, young lady, that you are God's celebrity, and Hollywood ain't got nothing on you.
All right.
Period. Thank you so much for being a spotlight superstar on the Woo Talk Show. We
Thank you.
so much. We celebrate you. And everyone, please make sure that you click tag, so a share, invite to the group so more people can see the phenomenal thing that we're doing. Woo Show is going international, baby. So get ready because we get ready to go to Soul TV Network. I'm excited
Okay.
about what God is doing. Woo! And meanwhile, we will be catching you all next Tuesday at 12 noon on the
All right.
Woo Talk Show. Come on, sis. Yes. God bless.
All right. See you
Love
soon. Love you.